it's time for another review. Hello everyone, thanks once again for tuning in to the channel, and also thank you for tuning in to take a look at our first review of the year 2023. We're going to start off with the Armored Deadpool. This is a figure that was done by Hot Toys, and honestly it's something that no one really asked for, but here it is, and I think it's a good decision for this. I know that Hot Toys is really big on making all kinds of Iron Man figures. I mean, that's all we see is just a whole bunch of Iron Man, a whole bunch of Spider-Man figures, and it seems like a bunch of characters just like they get Venomized, they get Iron Man. So, but this was a cool design for the figure, and when I saw it, I gotta say I was intrigued by it, only because the first thing that came to mind when I saw it was grabbing it so I can put it with my Punisher War Machine figure that was actually based on his appearance in a video game. This didn't make an appearance anywhere. This is just something that Hot Toys just decided to do. So let's go ahead and crack this open and take a look and see what we get. This is pretty much the same kind of design, which I gotta say I do like these kind of designs as opposed to like having a flap and trying to pull this open and everything. This is really cool because you just have it to where you just kind of turn it on the side and it just slides right out. So I do like that kind of design for, especially for these kind of figures, because the figures are very heavy. So it's cool to have this kind of setup. We have the usual setup for how they do with the die cast. They have this kind of packaging for it, and here we have our figure. And of course it had to have all kinds of foam and plastic all over everywhere because this stuff has to be protected. So before we get into all of that, because I know it's going to take a while and I'll probably just jump right into it thanks to the power of editing, we'll go ahead and we'll take a look at this stuff later. I got the Sideshow exclusive version, so it comes with these two extra pieces which you can attach to the hand like it showed in all the promo photos and everything else. We do get these hands. We can take a look at these first. I don't really see a lot of these kind of hands because normally when you have an Iron Man figure, he doesn't come with any kind of guns or anything like that, so you normally wouldn't see these kinds of hands with the triggers on them. So I mean, that kind of makes sense to have these for the guns that he comes with. But I do like the design of it. I really like this red and black. That was the other thing that really grabbed my attention because of how the red is and how the colors just really kind of pop on that. So you have these trigger hands, and there are, from what I can see, there are some hands for repulsors. So you do have, you can see that how that's set up right there, to where I'm sure like when it has the lights and everything, you'll be able to see, when you turn it on, you'll be able to see the lights, come through the hand. Normally when you see a hand like this, that's exactly what it's for, so you can have it clear so it has a little bulb in it and light will be able to flick. But the paint app on it is really good. Judging from the looks of the things, I have the hands here, and there's another tray on the back, which let's actually see if we can. Okay, so that comes right out. So they also the exclusive piece. I'm sorry, I believe the other thing comes standard with all of them. So the exclusive piece, I think, is the actual, like this big hand here, which we will see in a moment. We do have, let's take a look at these swords, because that was another thing that was pretty interesting to me. We can at least get one of them out so you can see up close. There's a nice red shine to it that actually looks really cool. That's another thing. I just like the way the red just like really pops on this figure. So it would be cool to get this whole thing together and actually see all the accents of it. And also, from a person like myself, we're going to see exactly how all of this stuff looks on camera. So that's going to be pretty interesting to see. I'm noticing right off the bat that from here, I guess you can see where they have the batteries, which I find kind of interesting, because if you look at one of my other reviews, you'll see I did the review for the Miles Morales 2020 suit. And so I was thinking that, you know, having the wire in the back to where you don't need any batteries, I thought that was a unique way of doing things. And as of right now, the way this looks, it seems like that's what they're going to be doing for just that one figure. I don't know of any other figure that they're going to do that actually has a wire going through the back, or maybe they just decided to just try it, I don't know, and then, you know, see if anyone likes it and things like that, because it would, to me, it would make sense to have a wire for this figure, especially with all the mechanical stuff going on. But I don't know, you know, that's all their design and everything. But this is the oversized hand that is the figure gets, which I gotta say that looks really good too. The design on that looks nice. Let's see if I can get the focus on that. So it's pretty good. The paint app on it is nice, done really well. I think it looks really good. But again, that's just something that you add to the hand, and that's just kind of fits the character of Deadpool to have something silly like this. So it kind of makes sense. It honestly, for me, I think it would have been cool if you had two hands that were able to do this, you know, these oversized hands and stuff like that. But that's just me. So we'll try this out and see, you know, how this all looks on camera. So we're gonna go ahead and put the oh, actually we got some guns here, which I do know that these are guns that you'll be able to put together. You'll be able to attach, but you can see those, actually the detail in that looks really good too. So yeah, you got one large, one small, which I believe you will be able to attach and put those together. So we'll figure out how that works, and again, we'll be using this on camera to see how it looks in some photos. So let's go ahead and jump into looking at the figure himself after we get all of this material, all of it, and then we'll see it up close and see how that looks. Let's check that out. Okay, so here we have the figure all set up. I decided to just go ahead and install everything so that, you know, we could just see everything all together rather than just going through, you know, just the figure itself. There were a couple of things I had to kind of look to see how to put together, which, interesting little note, for me personally, I don't really go through the instruction manual that comes in the package. A lot of times what I'll do, which is some good information for you to know, for those of you who don't know, you can actually go to Sideshow's website, and for the most part, for the most of the Hot Toys figures and stuff like that, you can actually go to whatever figure that you're looking for, and they will have the PDF of the full instruction manual for every Hot Toys figure. So if you don't have the instruction manual, or a person like myself, where you don't really keep opening and closing the whole thing, you just go to their website, you can download the full instructions for the figure and be able to look and see, you know, all the things that you need to know about that particular figure. It's not for all of them. I think sometimes when you go older, you're not able to find their manuals and things like that, but newer figures like this, you can just go and look at the instruction manual and have everything. You can download it, you can print it out, you can do whatever you want with it. So just information for that. As I'm putting this thing together, I am noticing some cool things, and then I'm noticing some changes that they made for the stuff, which, after looking at everything, I still stick to what I was saying earlier about how I think, you know, if they were doing the whole plug-in for the batteries for the Miles Morales 2020 suit, I think this would have totally worked on this, because there's so much of a body, and they could have easily just incorporated that into it if that's something they wanted to do. But either way, it's still a cool design. I'll show you this thing. I thought it was like a cool little nod. How you have this little piece here, like this little lip, because like whenever he's wearing his mask, he wears a little hood, and then there's like an extra fabric from the hood that's sticking out. So they kind of did that for the back of the helmet. I thought that was pretty cool. The other nice thing about this figure is they put a piece in here for you to extend the torso, and also a piece for you to extend the legs. So you could pretty much get some pretty good poses, which is what we're going to be doing when it comes to the photos. But it just allows you to give more range of motion to it. I did put the gun together and just try to test it out to see how it looks, which I think it'll be okay. It'll be good for some poses. The other thing I noticed is that for like the War Machine figures, the parts where you had the guns, specifically I believe it was the Mark II for the War Machine, there was some pieces here that were like magnetic that you can stick. These are not magnetic. They just have like a little peg, and then you stick them in, and then they go in, fairly decent. But yeah, for the most part, this is a pretty cool figure. I like the red like really pops on this. So I mean, it's just a really cool design. I decided to go with putting the blades on the back instead of using the guns. I just think that's just a better look for it. But overall, I think this is a really good design for this figure. Again, this is something that nobody really asked for, but I am glad that they decided to do it. So let's actually get some photos with him and also our Punisher War Machine. I think this would be a cool little setup. There was someone, I'm just tossing it out there, but there was a concept figure I think someone did a while back where it was like an armored Wolverine. That I would like to see if they ever decide to do something like that. I think that'll be really cool. Plus having a combination of the Wolverine and this Deadpool together, I think that'll be a cool thing to see. But for right now, if they don't make any more, I'm happy with this. So yeah, I'll go ahead and jump into some photos. Again, I'll take this time now to thank you for checking out the channel, for checking out our page. Thank you for those of you who are checking out our Toytography magazine. I trust it's continuing to help everyone who wants to learn to take good photos and things like that. And definitely, if you have the time, come join our Facebook group that we have for the Toytography magazine. For there you can share your photos and then enter into contests and be able to get your photos into the Toytography magazine, so you can be able to show everyone that you're in the issue of a magazine. So again, thanks again for your time, and we'll see you in the next video.